Welcome to the channel. This video is going to be a bit of a different type of video than I normally do. I was actually challenged by Autoimmune Prepper to do a prepper challenge, which are 15 questions that we are supposed to answer. After going through the questions, I realized that a lot of the questions were not conducive to the type of content that I have on my channel. So in order to maintain the integrity of my channel, which means a lot to me, I've decided to change the questions in order to be able to take part in this particular challenge. So I've come up with 15 questions that I am going to answer. And after I'm done with the 15 questions, I'm also going to challenge 3 other channels to answer the questions as well. I will list a link to all 3 of their channels down below, and I hope you have fun with this video. Let's get started. The first question is, why do you prep? I prep because I am responsible for my family. I want to make sure that if anything does happen that is out of the ordinary or a particular situation that we can potentially plan for, I can make sure that we have the items in order for my family, for our pets, to be able to have an opportunity to thrive in that particular situation. For me, we had a fire in our backyard, which prompted me to want to become more prepared in order to make sure that my family is taken care of and we have the actual things that we need. So that is the reason why I prep. It's because of my family and my responsibility to my family to make sure that they are okay at all times. Question 2. What is your favorite part of prepping? My favorite part of prepping is just knowing that I'll have peace of mind should any unexpected event happen. That peace of mind means a lot to me as opposed to worrying during a situation and potentially making a mistake. Question 3. What is your most frustrating part of prepping? The most frustrating part of prepping for me would be just not having enough storage in order to keep all of our preps in one place. We're working on a solution to that, and trust me, once I come up with a solid solution, I will definitely make a video to let you know what our solution was. Question 4. What are some must-have items in your first aid kit? So a few of my must-have items would be kitty bandages. You have no idea how a character on a Band-Aid can make a boo-boo on a child feel a lot better. Also medication. If you are injured or you're going through a traumatic time, the worst thing that could happen to you is to become sick, to have a stomach ache, to be in pain. So having those types of medications on hand are definitely something that I keep in my first aid kit. And one other type of item that I keep in my kit is a trauma kit. I want to make sure that I'm able to stop blood loss as much as possible. So in this trauma kit, I have a tourniquet, I have a Israeli bandage, and I have a blood clotting agent. Question 5. What are some must-have items in your bug out bag or get home bag? So in my bug out bag, I have extra clothing, I also have an item in order to be able to use the restroom while not having to pull down all of your clothes, and you can use the restroom standing up. And I also make sure that I have multiple ways to make fire. Question 6. Do you have pets? If so, how do you prepare for them? So yes, I do have pets. I have 2 dogs, and I make sure that I have bags with supplies for them. I have additional collars and leashes in there. I also have pet food, I have treats, and I also have toys for them. You just never know in a stressful situation what type of items, might bring some type of comfort to them. Question 7. Do you have little ones? And if so, how do you prepare for them? Or if you are a younger prepper, what are some items you would like to have in your preps for yourself? So for me, I have bags ready for my kids that have age-appropriate items in there. I also have busy books for my younger one, and just comfort items for them. So I think for children, just having items that will help them to be able to take their mind off of the situation can definitely help in their stress level. Question 8. What barter items do you think will be most sought after? I think items that can be perceived as potential vices would be something that is going to be sought after. Items like sugar, salt, people crave these particular tastes, and they also help food taste better. Also nicotine and alcohol. Those are other items that people might want. And just going through the time that we have just gone through, I'm thinking toilet paper might be high up on people's list as well. So you might want to make sure that you have a good amount of that stocked up, because I'm pretty sure you can get a house for trading toilet paper these days. Question 9. What is the best method of communication to stay in contact with your network? So, in my opinion, I think the best way to stay in contact would be walkie-talkies. I think your cell phone, of course, only if the network is up and you're able to use it. And I think just a good old pen and paper, just leaving notes for people can definitely, give them information as to maybe your next move or where you're at. Question 10. Do you have your important documents organized and ready to grab if you're evacuated? So yes, I do. I actually have a video on different documents that you might want to have copied and stored in case you need to leave your house very quickly. These particular documents will definitely help to potentially get your life back on track should anything happen where you have nothing to come back to. So yes, I do have copies of my documents in addition to having them stored on flash drives that are encrypted. Question 11. What are some events that you prep for? I, in particular, prep for things such as fires where your house can potentially be damaged. And I prep for earthquakes because I live in earthquake territory. Unfortunately, with earthquakes, we don't really have too much of a warning, not like a hurricane that you might have time to prep for. For earthquakes, you want to make sure that you are always prepped for that, because you never know what time of day it will come or when it will actually hit. Question 12. What are your top vehicle preps? So for me, I like to keep a first aid kit in my vehicle just because with kids, you never know when some type of injury may happen, or it may happen to yourself. Like I said, I like to keep medication in there as well. So sometimes you're just not feeling well, and having that medication on hand when you're out and about can definitely be a benefit. Also, I like to keep a multi-tool in my car because you never know what you're going to have to fix or break. And I also keep hand warmers in my car because I, in particular, do not like to be cold. So any way to keep me warm when I'm out and about is always a definite in my book. Number 13. What is a skill that you're looking forward to learning or practicing? A skill that I'm looking forward to practicing more is making fire during different weather scenarios. Whether, the weather is wet or whether it's windy, and also trying out different methods of making fire. So there are a lot of different ways to make fire, and I want to make sure that I am proficient in all of those. 14. What skill can you teach because you do so well? I think I'm a pretty good cook. I can make the food taste good enough to eat. So I think that would be my skill that I would be able to pass on to someone else. And question 15. What advice would you give to someone who is thinking about starting to prep or is just beginning to prep? So my advice would be to start. Just start. You can start slow, getting a few items when you go to the grocery store, picking up one or two different types of items that, tools or gadgets or something. You don't have to get your whole bug out bag in one trip to the store. It's not going to happen. Preparedness is a mindset. You will want to be thinking about this all the time. For me, in particular, just a package of gum that comes in a plastic container, I'm already thinking about what type of kit can I use this container for once the gum is done. So you're always going to be in that particular mindset. So you're never really going to be done prepping. There's always going to be something that you can maybe upgrade. There may be some new technology that comes out, but don't get overwhelmed with all of the items that you think you may need. If you have the skill set, you won't need so many items. So make sure that you learn as well as getting the particular items that might assist you in your preparedness journey. But just start. That's it. Once you start, then, you're on your journey already, and it's not just a thought in your head anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed my answer to these questions, and I look forward to hearing any comments that you have in the comments section. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.